This video is a quick start modelling guide to moving to digital delivery and will demonstrate how digital delivery has a potential to increase referrals and reduce DNAs. In this scenario, the local Getting Help service for children and young people sees 470 young people each year. For the purposes of our modelling, we would term this as 470 accepted referrals per year. Typically, the young people who enter this service will have an average of 6.3 sessions in a completed pathway. This also accounts for a DNA rate for the service of 10%. The service has 60 appointments per week available, which means it's unusual for any young person to wait more than 28 days before starting their therapy. Only 8.5% or 1 in 12 would wait longer than 28 days. The average wait time is 8.5 days. If I now click Run Model, we can see the results in the graph and table below. Therapy sessions are delivered at a number of locations, often at schools, sometimes at local clinics, and occasionally at the young person's home. The onset of the pandemic has required some rapid and radical adaptation in the team to continue to support the young people. The most radical change is that for a period, services are being delivered through digital interventions. It soon becomes evident that there are some real benefits in delivering the service online. Children and young people give positive feedback about having their sessions remotely, and there is a reduction of 50% in the DNA rate. Therapists find that they have more time for recording and for any professional liaison relating to their cases. The service finds it is saving some significant sums in travelling expenses for workers. The service estimates that on return to normal, once major pandemic restrictions are lifted, if the service can continue to deliver 20% of its appointments online, then this will enable the service to offer an additional 10% appointments, so increasing the appointments to 66 from 60 per week. So let's explore with our modelling what will be the impact on the service and its young people of an additional 6 appointments per week. If we reduce DNA rate from 10% to 5%, then the average pathway would include 0.3 DNA and not 0.6. Therefore, we can model on a pathway now that has 6 average points of contact per accepted referral instead of 6.3. As we run this model, we can see the results in the graph and table below. As we can see from the lines on the graph and the figures in the table below, increasing the number of appointments to 66 per week and reducing the DNA rate from 10% to 5%, giving an average of 6 for appointments per completed pathway, would mean that an average wait time of less than 1 day, with it being very unusual indeed for any young person to wait more than 28 days for their first session, and it is shown here as breaches. Breaches of the wait time now only occur 0.1% of the time. This service is not a crisis service, and whilst waiting time is important, it is also ambitious to increase the capacity to accept more referrals. Using CRESS enables the service to determine that it could use the extra 6 appointments per week to work with an additional 70 cases in the year, whilst maintaining its current waiting time of 8.5 days. So for this, I will increase the number of average referrals per year to 540. And as I run this model, we'll see this blue bar tells us that we will need a minimum of 66 appointments per week to see 90% of our patients within 28 days. And again, if we scroll down, we can see the results in the graph and the table below. Thanks for watching. I hope this video has helped you to understand the benefit in using digital delivery to increase referrals and reduce DNAs. If you have any queries at all, please do not hesitate to send us an email at cypmh.model@nhs.net.